Alrighty, we're gonna go live. Let's do this. I'm not gonna be doing too much answering questions or anything. I think I mostly just want to be doing stuff in the arena. So that's gonna be the plan for today. There is a few different things with builds that I kind of want to mess with, and a lot of it revolves around Absorb Life Force and Crippling Mire, right? I'm kind of switching between these two because of the eventual ancestral skill with Absorb Life Force, which can work really well with Swiftblade. And I kind of want to start getting a feeling of distance, and a 20-meter distance is actually something that I do kind of know because of, not Tiger Strike, but because of behind enemy lines, right? You kind of know the distance of 20 meters because it's like, I don't know, I'm just kind of used to it after practicing for a long time. So tonight, just no camera, we're just going to be going into the arenas, practicing with the distance of Observed Life Force. I mean, this is a very, very long distance to try to cause a stun. And let's do it this way, actually. That. And so somehow I have to get to this distance, which is kind of easy with the Swiftblade class. But I want to see if, without Swiftblade, am I actually going to be able to make this work if, on the off chance, I'm using Absorb Life Force against somebody or in combat, and I just don't have Swiftblade available. So I have to find, is this a realistic option in a situation where I'm not even using Swiftblade? And then we'll see, because if I can figure it out here, then it should be okay. It should feel a lot better when Swiftblade comes out. And I'm kind of documenting this today. Normally all of my live streams anyways go up to YouTube, so I can kind of pick through it later on and use it to my advantage to see what exactly did I do wrong, and what can I do better next time. Trinity, thank you very much for following. Appreciate that. So, let's go ahead and do it. So I didn't really advertise the stream too much, and again, it's mostly just me messing around. I'll still answer some questions in chat if people have it, but I'm kind of keeping it on the down low, because I'm just trying to record it for myself, and then I'll have it, and then, it's kind of how that works. So, let's go ahead. Oh my gosh, wait a minute. Is it possible that... Did I just figure out how to make a team by accident? Oh my god, I figured it out by accident. Oh, I have to tell everyone. So you can only do it for certain things. Ah, you can do it in these. Okay. I wonder if this is cross-server. See, this is... I can't believe no one's mentioned this. Does nobody do this? It says right here, team invite. Add server name. It actually gives you the instructions. And we tried it and it didn't work. So maybe it doesn't work cross-server, but at least you can make a party for a particular thing. Can you do it for the faction warfare? No. Can you do it for raids? Yes. Okay, well that's good to know, and you have to do it for Nuria Challenge, so... maybe it just doesn't work cross-server, the team system. Or maybe somebody can apply to your team if you are cross-server. That's the only way. I don't know. I have to mess around with this later. Or unless, if somebody's, I guess, hops on the stream from a different server, we can try it out. Alright, but anyways, let's do this. And I'm, again, using Absorb Life Force. I'm totally getting rid of Crippling Mire for this build to see, A, can I actually stop relying on it? That means I have to get my timings for Snare properly, because if they go into Snare immunity, I'm really screwed, and it's very, very hard for me to get a trip combo off when I can't cause Shackle. And Shackle, I'm sorry, not Shackle, Shaken. Shaken is really the only way that I can really slow people without Crippling Mire, and the only way to do it is Snare into Triple Slash. So if I can time things right and make this build work, I'll feel a lot better. Now, there are other ways to slow in Swiftblade, so to be fair, this won't be my only way to slow, and if I take out Crippling Mire, it's okay, because technically in Swiftblade I'll still have other ways to slow people. I don't need Crippling Mire. But if I set this challenge for myself, like a significant challenge, what is it going to be like, right? How is it going to feel? And this is a pretty big challenge, because I can't do this anymore. I can't just use Crippling Mire and then use Whirlwind Slash to trip. I gotta do something else. Another option is I can get rid of Crows, but I think that Crows, while it has a very long cooldown that I just don't like, very similar to Hellspear, I have to make Crows work, because it is very, very useful in many, many situations. And to be fair, so is Crippling Mire. Single target one is only an 18-second cooldown. But with the Absorb Life Force in the the new ancestral ability for Absorb Life Force just seems so good and interesting. And combined with a lot of the silly mobility you can do with Swiftblade, there's a lot of synergy, even more synergy than normal, between Occultism and Swiftblade. And again, I point to my screen here. I only do that because I'm going to be replacing Shadowplay with Swiftblade for the mobility and a lot of the funny little antics you can do between Battle Rage, Occultism, and Swiftblade. And we'll see a little bit more of that. I'll be able to practice with it a lot once this comes out on PTS, or possibly earlier, since I'm a part of that media coverage thing. So I'll be streaming a lot if I am a part of that. I did sign up, so I don't know what they plan on doing with that media server, but you know, it's a thing. So I'm very excited about it. I'll put out content for sure, and I'll be trying my best to really document what is going on in Swiftblade, and maybe we'll get a better feeling of what it's like and what to expect. Maybe make a build around it a bit earlier. That's kind of my plan for the PTS anyways. There's a lot of other things I want to break on the PTS, and just to see, you know, what it's like, how is it going to work, etc. But I think Swiftblade is going to be my number one thing because of how much I enjoy theory crafting and messing around with different builds. Alright. What's going on here? What's up with the music? I need to get other music. I need to get non-copyright music on a playlist locally. And I don't wanna do that through like I don't wanna like download a bunch of stuff from like YouTube or something, because that's not fun. I gotta find like actual soundtracks and stuff for it. I figured that part out. Like an actual 400 song playlist where every single song I like. None of it is dubstep. So I'm not a big fan of dubstep during the streams. And none of it's super loud or has lyrics. I gotta do it. I just gotta set that challenge new to something. Alright, so Fnatic, he's gonna win. He's a Fnatic. But if he's gonna be running around quick, well, he's probably not gonna be running around outside of 20 meters, huh? So I have to somehow make this work. I probably won't figure this out, honestly. Not against the Fanatics. Maybe this was a bad matchup, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about that. I want to see if we can get 10v10s to work, because in a 10v10, Observed Life Force could actually make a big difference. I went Cloth, but I don't think it's going to help me very much. Good tracks so early. That's so early. How does he expect to follow up with that? He used so many abilities, including Drop Back. I bet he's going to use, well, whatever, I don't know. That's a bit weird, honestly. Ah, freezing arrow. No. I'm doing a lot of damage, which is fine. Oh, malicious binding. No. Oh, apparently I couldn't teleport to him. That's okay. Wait, I already used my potion? Did he? Wait, what? I'm confused. Did the potion go off cooldown again, even though I didn't use it? Oh, I didn't use the Nui's Nova. Wait, no, that's his Nui's Nova. Where's mine? Huh, it just went off cooldown. That's weird. I noticed that keeps happening. Last stream, too. You noticed that keeps going on. Oh my god. Ah! Okay, he's snared. Oh, but I can't follow up. Damn. That's a really good move. Okay, I didn't get the bleeding off, unfortunately. I can't actually use... Oh. He's not using a lot of abilities that he should be. Like God's Whip, for example, is a really good one. But then again, he wasn't Cloth, so it was much easier to kill him, but it's just as easy to kill me. I'm surprised he didn't use God's Whip. Or Chain Lightning. Or at least he didn't connect. No, I think I did see the Chain Lightning. Anyways, the only reason I won that was because he didn't go plate, and it was a little bit more of an even fight. As usual, crowd control wins. I'm never a fan of assassin versus assassin fights because they're too quick. I need to be practicing in much slower fights than somebody who is a tank, but tanks don't really go into this arena. Let's see. I have to think about this. Reduces the target's healing received by 60%. Wait a minute. I didn't actually realize it does that. That's actually really, really, really good. I can reduce the target's healing received by 60%. If I think they're about to use a potion, I could actually deny that. Oh my god, I just realized more synergy than I imagined. More synergy than anybody could have ever imagined. Alright, let's go back in. I might pick the same guy. So I have to time that around potions, too. When I think they're going to pop a potion. Ooh, that's really good, actually. I'm going to fight the same guy. He's going to go plate, most likely. That's fine. Let him win. I don't care about this character. Now I just want to practice with Observe Life Force for not only doing stuns if they're too far away, but with trying to deny their healing. Man, okay, so I got the same guy. Fanatic, man. Sorcery, Malediction, Shadowplay. Malicious Binding is actually really good. It only lasts 5 seconds, but very, very good. Sorcery is incredibly good for damage. Malediction is great for damage, depending on the build. It's a very good thing. A lot of people are going Fanatic. Okay, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. And then I have to try to deny. I have to try to deny a potion. That's actually really interesting. I totally forgot that's a thing. All right, so he did go plate. That's okay. Not too worried about that. Let him win again. It's not a priority for me to win. I don't really care. Those are really early buffs. Like, I'm not even close to him, but he's already lost his Fury. Oh, Frigitrax. Okay, again, I'm a little bit curious as to... I used Grasping Void to get closer, but, you know, if you're gonna pop a whole bunch of moves early, and not only that, but now he doesn't even have Frigid Earth or whatever, you know? So it's a little bit weird, honestly. Go ahead and use the thing. Oh, that actually missed. That's interesting. Okay, that's fine. Okay, the trip went off, which is kind of nice. I'll go ahead and follow up with a, that didn't really work, it's okay. Alright, let's get to 20 meters so he gets stunned. Oh, he didn't actually get stunned. Oh, he did. I'll go ahead and do that, do a lot of damage with Whirlwind Slash, but unfortunately... Ah, there's the God's Whip. I was wondering where that was before. That might kill me, just outright. Yeah, that's gonna kill me. He wasn't plate, though, so, I mean, I didn't do that bad. Let's go next one. I want some more battle ready. For somebody in plate, that was actually a good fight for me. But I think he's more learning his build. Yeah, man, he's using a lot of things. He has a whole point in Grasping Void, which, I mean, I don't know. It's a point that could go somewhere else, right? I think that's a really good. Man, I'm not doing a lot of damage to him. Oh no! God's Whip didn't do a lot of damage to me, oddly enough. Caused the poison that I want. Oh, I gotta use Free Runner. He still hasn't done a lot of damage to me, though. That's a really good Sunder Earth for me. But, okay. What is he doing wrong? Because a lot of Fanatics will just kill me outright. Oh, he's not using drop back light. He's not using drop back Fireball or Lightning Bolt or whatever, you know? Oh, that's a scary thing. Oh, he knows where I am. Alright, well, I'll just buy some time then. Not too worried about that. Ooh, all of that is now completely useless. That's very interesting. Okay. Serpent's Glare. It's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and snare him. Now he can't even face me, which is nice. Ooh, I did that wrong. That's okay. I've got my Observe Life Force on him. If he uses his potion right now, that doesn't matter. I didn't give him a chance to. I guess he's still just learning Fanatic. The main reason I didn't win, though, 100%, is that he's not using Drop Back Lightning Bolt. Drop Back Lightning Bolt is incredibly powerful as a Fanatic. You literally just take down the target to half health instantly in this arena. Instantly. I mean, we've seen it so many times on the stream. Now, honestly, some other builds, like ones with Songcraft, would work a lot better with that, since the crit... Well, currently the crit damage from Songcraft is really, really powerful, but to be fair, that's going away in 6.0, and it's only doing crit rate increase, not a crit damage increase from Songcraft Zeal. That's a passive, I can't even look at it right now, but anyways, yeah, so because of that, I guess maybe practicing with Fanatic makes more sense for damage. That went too well for me, though. What I really want to do is deny healing, and Absorb Life Force lasts 6.5 seconds. It lasts 6.5 seconds. If I'm able to, during the same period, it heals you for 30% of max health. If I'm able to time 6.5 seconds around when I think they're going to use a potion, they only use 40% of the potion. That is so good. But I'm not making use of the stun, really. What is the point of the stun if I'm not even close to them, you know? What is the point of the stun if I'm not close to them? It's kind of nice, actually, in open world, because I could stun someone literally by running away from them and going for another target. That is probably the coolest thing ever. It's totally useful, because that's totally my kind of thing, right? But for 1v1, I don't... So, for 1v1, I think I more use it literally just to deny healing. I mean, 6.5 seconds, 18-second cooldown, so 6.5 on, 11.5 off. That's not bad. I heal a little bit, but that's irrelevant, honestly. Okay. When casters under the effects of their own blessing, it also heals allies within 10 meters. Well, I can't cast blessing on myself. What if I steal blessing with leech? Does that count as my own blessing? No, there's no way, right? Oh gosh, how do I even test that one? I'd have to bring out a mount that's taking some damage, and oh, that's actually kind of interesting. Hey, Swirl. Hello, hello. Let me write that one down. Write that one down really quickly in the research, testing, and results Discord channel. If I leech blessing and then use what is it called? Can you even leech blessing? Let me write that one down too. Can you even leech blessing? And then use absorb life force. Do my allies around me also get healed? I don't think it's really that important to try this, but I'm just curious out of my own curiosity. I kind of want to know the answer to that, so I'll have to try that at some point, probably on the PTS. Alright, so let's go back in. Okay, might still be the same guy. I think they're just learning their class. I still don't know why they're not using Dropback Lightning Bolt. Again, it actually might be just because they are practicing for 6.0 and they know that it's not as crazy. But, you know. Oh, yeah, we got somebody else. We got a Lamenter. Witchcraft, Sorcery, Songcraft. So this guy was definitely going to be using any spammable abilities. They don't have Shadowblade. I'm sorry, they don't have Shadowplay. So they won't actually be able to do the Dropback Lightning Bolt, but they can still use Lightning Bolt. It's still pretty fast and does a ridiculous amount of damage with Songcraft. Have I decided for a class yet? I mean, I really want to replace Shadowplay in my Executioner build with Swiftblade for the mobility purely, so we'll see how that goes. Alright. So how is this going to work? Alright. So now they've used 2 abilities, and I've used 1, essentially. But now I don't have access to stealth anymore, so it's kind of just how that works, right? Ooh, he didn't take any damage from that. Is it just because he's played? Alright, I've used Absorb Life Force. I'm hoping that he tries to use a potion in this time. Looks like I get bubble trapped. Yeah, that's what I want. Just a really, really well-timed... Oh, there's the potion. Damn. I almost actually did it. Bummer for me, but that's okay. I'm asleep! Frigid Tracks. Alright. That's okay. I'm not too worried about that. Meteor Strike. I'm worried about that for sure. Dang. It's a build that's purely focused on just doing damage like that. I haven't seen this in a while. Alright, that's fine. Okay. Well, he's actually banking on it completely, huh? Interesting. Bubble Trap. Okay, so actually, I have to explain what I just did there. Shadow Step, if you use it once they use... I'm sorry, Drop Back. If you use it once they do Bubble, it can actually take you out of the bubble and stop that from actually working. I think that's what happened. I'd have to go back into the VOD and see exactly what it was, but I used to do that a lot, and I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. Alright, snare. Shaken. Ooh, I don't even know. I don't even push that button. How did that happen? Okay, but he just used Lassitude, so it's okay. Interesting. Well, let's go ahead and just stop him. Ooh, 20. Oh, that's great. Accuracy reduction, but I guess I didn't need to do that. It was kind of bad timing, actually. And a stun. A lot of damage there. Let's do poison. And then, oh, I guess I have to... Wait, why didn't I just use Sun to Earth? He didn't even move. Oh, that's going to be a problem, though. Bam. Arc Lightning, and then he's going to follow up with Flame Bolt to Bubble again. No. He wouldn't have Bubble, I guess, right? 60% reduction in accuracy. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's do this. I don't think I'm going to be able to do the damage I need to win. He's kind of banking on a lot of abilities, but my mobility in 1v1 fight is just really good. That didn't freeze him. Or, I'm sorry, stun him. Interesting. Frigid Tracks. If I can just do that, I think we're good. What is he Meteor striking? Ah, I guess that actually worked. Oh, what do you know? Ooh, that got me too. A Bubble Trap. And I did actually stun him, but he still got the flame off, so it doesn't matter. Oh well. Very, very CC heavy build, unfortunately. He's relying very much on that, which doesn't really work in open world. It's just written 1v1, so not a great way to practice in open world, but that's okay. That's what he wants to do. It doesn't matter to me. It's the fight lasts long enough, though, that I can actually use this to my advantage to learn, which is very, very good for me. So that's actually kind of interesting. His Bubble Trap reached. Oh, that still didn't work for me. I guess the timing of the server was off there. Oh, well. That sucks for me. Well, even that Sun to Earth didn't actually hit anything. That's not good. Man, this is a tough battle for me. 1, 0. Yeah, that didn't work, unfortunately. For some reason, Drop Back didn't actually work there. Bubble Trap again. Yeah, it's just very, very much taking advantage of the CC, which doesn't matter. I mean, this is not how you practice for raid versus raid combat, which is all that I care about. If that's what he wants to do, again, not a big deal. Just go ahead and use Charge. Didn't work because he teleported. It's fine. It's not a big deal to me. Just use that. Alright, should be able to have 60% reduction in accuracy. Oh, nice. Let's use this potion. It's fine. Ah, that was a good... Very, very lucky. Nah, it's not gonna work. Unfortunately for me. Yeah, snared. Meteor strike. Ah, what are you gonna do? So he's just trying to mess around. Desyncing through all my stuff? That's okay. That doesn't really matter to me. Not a big deal. Doesn't really matter. I mean, he's just practicing for 1v1, so... That's not something that I'm practicing for. I practice for raid versus raid. And the game crashes way too much. I heard that the crashing actually stops in the 64-bit client and that it's a lot more reliable, so... I hope that is the case, because if you're just crashing every time you load, that's going to be a big problem when people start the game, they get through the crew... I'm sorry, they get through the queue, and then bam, they just crash instantly. Swirl, you're saying, have you heard good things about Swiftblade? A lot of mobility to engage in fights, but hard to escape. A lot of people say, oh my gosh, I want to do it for damage. So as long as you're not saying that, that's good. It might still be really good for damage, it's just there's potential there that people haven't really been able to mess with. And of course I'm going to be doing that, right? I'm going to be trying it as the best that I can. Toxicape. What are you saying? You're either going to go Cleric or Doombringer. Those are very different things, unless I find a class that's very similar to Daggers and Lineage. Well, something with Swiftblade actually probably uses Daggers pretty well. Keep in mind that Daggers as a main hand means not only are you 20% faster with melee abilities specifically, but they do 20% less damage. So you could use daggers, but you're mostly doing it to be able to have a very, very, very fast animation time. So you're kind of doing a whole bunch of damage, hoping that makes up for the 20% loss in DPS. And then you run out of there somehow, which can work. I mean, it's definitely a thing. Dark Runner is... So Swiftblade is a skill set, actually, coming out with 6.0. Dark Runner is just a class between Battle Rage, Shadowplay, and Aromancy. Which is still good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people are going to be rolling Dark Runner. Swirl, what is the attack you do when you make a small jump forward? So that's not an attack, actually. That is drop back. I just have the Ancestral version, which drops forward instead. Personally, I like this one a lot more. It is shorter distance, but I don't know, I've gotten used to it. I used to use it a lot when I was playing Outrider. And ever since Outrider, which was, I played a long time ago now, but I've just kind of gotten used to it, and I enjoy it much better than drop backwards. Not only that, but it goes slightly higher than drop back. So that was drop forward, and drop back. Where is that guy? No, next song. This one's too loud for me. Alright. Drop back, on the other hand, is doesn't really send you high whatsoever. So there's a small little smidgen of usefulness there. For example, and I've done this a lot, so I mean this is kind of why I'm keeping it. For example, oh my gosh, I need to get past this fence. I don't know if this is gonna work, guys. I'm just gonna try it, okay? Oh, it didn't work. Alright, I'd have to jump and then I'd do it, right? Whereas a drop back would never get you past this fence, right? But if you actually do drop forward and you jump and then you go past the fence, oh my gosh, you saved yourself a smidgen of seconds. Right? It's cool. So I don't know, I personally like drop forward better because it is slightly higher in the jump, and I can use that in various situations. So yeah, Von Counselor is saying mages are still whack, he's desyncing through all my stuff. That's okay. Again, it's fine. It's not a big deal. And I said that earlier, so I kind of already answered that. I don't really care. I mean, this is just a character that I'm just practicing with, right? So. Swirl is saying, oh cool, I haven't seen a lot of Ancestral skills because the cap at the recent Fresh Start server was 50, and then you quit before it was released, or really before they released the Ancestral server levels. Yes, there's a lot. I mean, and not only that, but I don't know if we're getting the next ones with 6.0 or not. I'm really excited about that. I'm actually practicing today with Observed Life Force, because eventually we're going to have a version of it that does physical damage. And it might not be that much physical damage, it might not even be worth it. But because of Swiftblade and the mobility of Swiftblade, I might be able to make a lot of things work between using Observed Life Force for the stun and a Swiftblade for teleporting and stuff. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to or not. But I find things like that enjoyable. And because of that, I'm going to try it. But there's so many. I mean, there's tons and tons of little abilities and little differences of what they all do, different versions of stuff. I mean, there's so many. And it's really enjoyable to just be like, how can I make this build different because of these different ideas, you know? And they really cater to hybrid builds and different different classes people don't normally use. Taxscape, what's my favorite thing about this game? Raid boss, PvP, exploring things, fishing, other stuff. What do I like most personally? So personally, I do like the huge raid fights, like big PvP fights. Those are really enjoyable to me. I have hours and hours and hours of video of me just doing stuff like that. Usually in Mist Mirror and places I could actually stream, Halcyon and stuff. I really enjoy it because of the mobility of my classes and how I play the game. I'm very, very quick, and I like jumping from place to place and person to person. In a raid versus raid fight, literally going to one person, disabling them, teleporting to another person, you know, boneyarding them in so that I can kill them, and then the boneyard ends and I can glide out, go over here, shut somebody down, teleport over here, attack somebody here, and try to kill them. The movement in raid versus raid is so much fun, especially with the uses of all the different gliders and all of the different mounts that enable you to do things like teleporting around the map. Oops, looks like my mouse isn't doing anything. There we go. I've got some hotkeys on my mouse. Things like this are really, really enjoyable to me, mixing all of the mechanics in the game to give yourself an advantage that anybody could really get pretty easily, but you know, timing and paying attention to the battlefield around you helps a lot. That kind of stuff really, really is enjoyable. I've never gotten that kind of feeling from any other game, and that's why I enjoy Arcade so much. But there's a million reasons. It's not just that. Let's see. Swirl, you're saying, yeah, I might have to level some Ancestral just to try it out. I don't know if the PTS server is still up, but you could probably just go to the PTS server, and if the fluffy commands are active, which they might not be, but you'd be able to level up instantly and just try stuff out. I'd say it's maybe worth checking out. The PTS for the new server will be out in the 1st, and I hope that they're going to also give us level 55 and Ancestral abilities so we can just start practicing. I'm actually very sure that they will. You're leveling Malediction right now, so you can mess around with the skills and combos. Yeah, it's cool, and it's fun. The new abilities with it, the new ideas with it. It's really nice for keeping people away from you, for getting away from somebody if you want to try to use the dice roll ability. I don't have it here. I'd have to go to skill combos. But it's good for damage too. It's just it requires a lot of coordination with your abilities to get stacks of Fury so that you can do additional damage and additional things with different skills, which is a lot of fun actually. Toxicape, I feel like this game is just straight impossible to balance. I'm sorry, I'm guessing to be balanced, right? Overall, so many skills, jumps, range, speed, teleports. I would say it's different games if you try to reach. I would say stay to different games if you try reaching best of the best. Yeah, that's right, to be balanced. I don't know. I mean, because of Raid versus Raid, and the fact that literally everything is possible in it, it's not... Balance doesn't care... Like, it's not as big of a deal. Because you have so many people. In a 50 versus 50, you'll have the people you need to do whatever it is you need to do, right? You'll have your tanks out front. They'll probably be trying to use various crowd control abilities and taunts to keep people targeting them. Timing is really important. Working with your friends is really important, and coordinating. So the balance in this game is only around 100 versus 100, 50 versus 50. Huge, huge fights. That's how they've balanced the game. And it's purely about that. 1v1 is not, this is not what the game is about. Even these 10v10 arenas, it's not what the game is about. They're just fun little arenas. Halcyona, where it's 100 versus 100, that's what it's about. I guess technically it's 100 versus 100 versus 100, right? Yeah, that's right. Anyways, I think you can go up to 100 people per side. But the point is that that's what the game is balanced around, because having that many people and everybody is doing stuff, that's why it's fun. That's where things are really, really good. It's such a mess. I mean, that's the kind of thing that I shine in, right? I really enjoy that kind of combat because I've played this game for so long that I have the combat awareness that it actually works. So in a huge fight, I can look around and say, ah, yes, this person over here is an archer, and they're casting concussive arrow because I see how their animation is. Okay, I'm going to go over here to try to get away from them in case they're targeting me. What I actually would normally do is I teleport to them and shut them down, or something like that. Or I can look around and say, this is a healer right here, I can see the shininess of what they're healing, etc. I can go over there and try to target them. So combat awareness in a 100 versus 100 fight is the biggest and most important thing ever. And why I really enjoy it, because that's so beautiful, like it's crazy. That's the true way of saying you'll never be perfectly good at this game, because no one is ever going to be perfectly good at combat awareness, and you know, you'll learn new things non-stop forever. Now, the important part here is the 64-bit client that's coming with 6.0 should make everything a lot easier. Everything should feel more fluid. Frame rates maybe a little bit higher in these large fights because your CPU is really what's keeping you. In most cases, it's what's making things seem a little bit laggy and such. So I'm hoping that makes the big fights even better. I'm going NA, right? Yes, I am going to North America servers, yeah. So I can see you guys all in the, for all the NA server folks, we can do cross-server arenas, it'll be good. Do I want to try 10v10? No idea. There we go. Alright, we'll see if I'm just fighting the same guy. It's okay if I am, even if he's just being cheesy. I don't really care. I'm still being able to test my build and try stuff out, so that's all good. It'll just be kind of annoying because, you know, I can't do things during that fight. It's kind of boring, but it's not a big deal. Alright. Toxicape, I was in one fight in Lineage 2 where it was 60 versus 80. It was horrible. It was straight hell. Oh, well, back in that day. Unless you played recently, I don't know how they've changed optimizations with it, but back in those days, I mean, things got laggy with so many people. The sieges were a lot of fun. Gosh, it was like 15 years ago. I mean, everything is different now. I think the fight never finished for the best players are stronger. Oh, what did I get? Oh, I got a Reaper. We want plate. That's fine. Sorcery, Shadowplay, Occultism. So a lot of damage. He's probably going to be doing... Oh man, this is going to be a tough build to fight against. Okay. Wait, did he even use Frigitrax? Oh, he did. He just followed it up immediately. Alright. Wow, he's actually trying to find me. Okay. Well, that's fine. Death's Vengeance. Okay, a lot of damage, but again, because he's in plate... Oh, gosh, it's thing after thing, isn't it? Unfortunately for me. Freezing Arrow. Yeah, it's so many crowd control effects in this build. Not only that, but because he's using... Wait, how did he cast that so quickly? Anyways, yeah, it's not going to be possible for me to kill him. He's a mage. You can't really kill mages, unfortunately. Not as a melee. Oh well. Clans that had less people, their fingers start to get tired. I mean, yeah, it takes a lot longer in those fights, right? So, it's different when everything's laggy. But this game, I mean, it's designed around it, so it's not as big of a deal, really. That's what this game is all about. Alright. Oh, play dead. Oh, it's a bummer. Ooh. I hope that he uses potion so that I can deny it. He did! But I don't know if it actually denied it or not, unfortunately for me. Alright, we'll try this. Yeah, he does so much damage just with the backdrop. All that it is backdrop lightning bolt, and he takes me down to half health, so... it's not a competition, it's just he's using mage to try to give himself points. But it doesn't matter. I mean, we knew that going in. It's a mage, it's fine. I'm just trying to practice this combo and trying to use Observed Life Force, but I don't think there was any time in it that I could have used Observed Life Force for the stun. There's too much bone wall with occultism. It'd be more fun in open world combat. Swirl, these first Halcyonas on a fresh start are going to be crazy, especially when people start hitting 55. I mean, I'm a little bit more excited for the level 30 Halcyona, where everyone is level 30, and we're about halfway through our skill points, you know, we kind of have some things spec'd. When can you get into it? Yeah, I can't wait for the level 30 Golden Plains battle, that'll be great. Oh, gosh. But yeah, I mean, in general, it'll be a lot of fun. 55 too. For players to know what they're doing, start is going to be a lot of fun. If you don't know what you're doing, it's a different kind of fun, right? Understanding and learning the game is fun in itself. For people that know what they're doing, okay, they might progress a little bit faster than you, yes. They might know how to take advantage of the auction house, yeah. It's okay. You'll still learn everything. This game is designed nowadays so that you can catch up and be perfectly fine. This wasn't always the case. And I think because of that, it'll still be enjoyable for everybody, regardless of even if you didn't join at the start, even if you came in a year later, literally a whole year, you still have the ability to catch up gear-wise and do things in a relatively shorter amount of time, and then still help out with PvP, PvE, whatever, and participate in things and be perfectly fine. And of course, the key here is you just need the time to learn, and learn your class, learn other people's classes, learn combat awareness. That stuff is really, really important. But I don't think it's going to be hell. I think it'll just be a different kind of experience. That's why I recommend, I mean, seeing guides of different people, you know, guides on YouTube from, you know, folks like Paradox and you know, Bellamy Prime and Niver, and I mean, there's so many people that are putting out guides, Savage too, and the streams as well are a really good way, especially from the PvP streamers, to kind of see and understand what is it from different perspectives. How do you play? What kind of abilities do you use? What are your combos? What is the you know, how do you deliver your burst? What do you expect people to be doing in what order, you know? So yeah, I mean, support the streamers, go check people out. This stuff is really important. Much more helpful for learning the game before you start playing. Ha says, what do you think about archers? I think that they will be okay-ish. It's a different kind of gameplay too, okay? Archers in a one-on-one fight are going to have a hard time. But the whole point of archers is that they outrange everything else. So a proper archer is going to stay at range, and they're going to do fine. They're going to be able to put pressure on the healers in the back. They're going to be able to put pressure on people who are squishy and trying to kind of destroy your raid, right? Like, they can kill the people who are trying to kill your healers from even, you know, farther back where they're completely unable to be attacked. So I think they're going to be fine in the big raid versus raid meta, and they just have to make sure that they're hitting the right targets, right? Going for a tank is not a great idea as an archer because things are going to get blocked, parried, evaded, and then on top of all that, damage reduced, right? So, but the whole point of being an archer is you are literally free to attack anybody you want, go nuts, and using that is going to be important. So I think it'll be okay. It's just a different kind of gameplay. Toxicate, even in Lineage 2, 5 times servers, for example. So many people online. Start as hell for veterans. Oh. Yeah, but Lineage 2 is very different too, and I don't know if they changed the game and made it also linear progression, or if you still have to farm like crazy to get everything, and, you know, if you start a year later, you're just kind of screwed. I don't know anymore. It's been too long. I know so many people that still play Lineage 2 to this day, though, so I guess it must have changed a lot of stuff. What else is going on? Hoping that new players won't quit because it's too hard. I think it'll be okay. I'm not too worried about that. There's so many things to do in the game. It's not just about the PvP. But it's about so many other things, too. So many other factors. You know, just being in a guild and being social and, you know, owning land and doing trade runs if that's your thing. Going on fishing, you know, fishing raids to kill fishermen, or killing people during war areas, or just going out and farming different areas. If you have a raid of 50 people, and you're doing all of these kills, like you're farming in New Imari and killing all the mobs across the map in 50 raid, you know, in a 50-person raid, and you're locking down territory so nobody else can come over and try to kill you, and then there's this huge PvP fight just over the territory where you're farming mobs. That kind of stuff is really enjoyable. Regardless of your gear score and what gear you have, you can participate significantly in those fights. And especially in the early game. Just at all, really. That stuff is important, because, you know, even just crowd controlling the right person at the right time is a huge boost to your party and your team. You know, in some cases, even soaking up some damage and dying at the right time. Say, for example, you just ate a meteor, but you were at low health anyways. So now you've taken, you know, 20 damage more and died, but they've wasted a meteor. You were going to die anyways, but the fact that they targeted you with this instant meteor means that, well, they kind of wasted it because you were going to die regardless. So, I mean, that kind of stuff matters on a large scale. And I'm not going to discount it. Yeah, they're meat shields. That's right, Lindsay. But I'm also given the situation where they're already at low health, so. What else? In Arcade, exists a class that have permanent dashes and stuns. Perma dashes? Like they can just keep dashing? I think that the Swiftblade class has several dashes. And then you could use an ability that lets you kind of do the last thing you did again, so then you get even more dashes, I guess. There's nothing that has, like, constant pew, 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 you know? I guess that's the sound of dashing. So, and rightly so, because also, you know, it could be a bit overpowered for just getting around the map faster than anybody else. We already have all these mounts with, like, all these different abilities just to get around the map much faster than anybody else. But now let's add in skill sets to that, right? But the Swiftblade skill set has a lot of mobility, and it's something that I think a lot of people will enjoy a lot. If you like mobility and, you know, zooming from place to place and teleporting in and out of places and doing damage in a very different way, doing combos with it, combos with it for different reasons. So, you know, it's an interesting gameplay style. I don't know if it's going to work with everybody, but it'll be enjoyable to see what people do with it. I really hope they fix the trade system. I enjoyed it a lot back in the days. It's just a different trade system now. I don't know necessarily if it's better or worse. I don't know necessarily if it's more or less enjoyable. But I know that it's much faster. It makes a little bit more sense now than it did in the past. The overseas stuff is not something you're required to get into, but it's a different kind of trade route to begin with. So it's just different. I know that it's gonna it's gonna feel weird and odd if you've never done it before, but you'll get used to it pretty quickly, especially if you're in a guild. A lot of people might say it's better, a lot of people might say it's worse, but it's just different. And I know that it's not easy to get used to these things, but give it a chance. I think you might enjoy it. Don't quote me on that because I don't do trade runs, but I think you still might enjoy it because I know a lot of people that have said that they like it too. So there's reasons for that. You just kind of have to see, you know. Don't totally discount it though, Swirl. Andromeda says, meat shields get no honor. They need to give me assist honor for dying so much as a tank in PvP. That is a great point. There really is no kind of assist honor for tanking damage, is there? I have no further comments on that. I remember the old Enigmatist, Swirl says, had a lot of mobility and dashes, especially with the teleport having a chance to reset. It did, yeah, it used to. Actually, teleport does have a chance to reset. It's just it's an ancestral version of teleport. What does this say exactly? There's a 42% chance for an additional teleport. It's a shorter teleport. It's 10 meters instead of 15 meters. But there's a 42% chance to trigger an additional teleport. So I mean, it is there. It does exist. It's just not as crazy. I'm sure people use it though. They most likely use it over the original one, no doubt. People would choose this over the original. You can dump your materials away less trips needed, yeah. Oh, you're talking about the... Yeah, you're talking about the trade system, right? See, I don't know those specifics. Those are things that other people, other streamers, other guide makers have way more info on. Toxic Cape. Okay, then another question. What class would you say has many stuns and damage? I mean, my favorite class playstyle was dash near the enemy, stun, bunch of damage, run away from an enemy, hit again with dash. So in other words, it's a lot of getting into combat, burst hits, and then getting out of combat. And there are a lot of classes that can achieve that. I play Executioner in that sort of a way. I couldn't even tell you how, honestly. Swiftblade is a great way to get in and out of combat. Actually, there is an ability in the Swiftblade class. I guess I could just pull it up, huh? Because I have the power now. I need to bookmark Mark's link. Hold on. Let me do that really quick in Chrome. Ah, yes. I need to bookmark this page. Okay, the Swiftblade skill set. Oh, can you guys see? No, of course not. Oh, I hope this actually works. Does that work? Yeah, alright, good enough. So there's an ability in Swiftblade called Incursion. At least this is the roughly translated one, right? The caster's teleported in a radius of 9 meters. Okay, in reality it's 18 meters, because there's a passive with it. So you get to teleport to a target location that you choose, like this, right? Like, I want to go over there. Okay, and you teleport there. Okay? Within the 5 seconds after you cast it, you can actually push it again to be teleported to where you came from. So in that 5 seconds, you could do a bunch of damage, or maybe shut down a target, like with crowd control effect, and then bam, you teleport all the way back here, and then you did your job, right? And then you go for another target or something. Or you can do it to kind of fool people. You teleport over there just to get away from some kind of crowd control effect that was about to be applied on you, and then you teleport back, and then you attack them again, right? So there's a lot you could do with it. That's kind of why I like the mobility of Swiftblade, but there's a lot of different abilities in it. Where's the other one? Mirror of Shadows is nice because it lets you cast whatever you just cast again, but it has to be in the Swiftblade skill set. So if you just did that teleport, now when you push this button, you got to do it again. It's got a minute cooldown though. What else? This one. Okay. Storming Assault's kind of nice because it will just literally dash you 7 meters forward and you do damage to anybody in the path. Applies a debuff on the enemies called Swift Mark. Yeah. So there's some combos in there as well. But anyways, there's cool things just for mobility within the Swiftblade skill set, which I really enjoy. So excited. I'm pretty excited about it. Somebody said nice wings. Alright, so... Hey, Cloverhope, what's going on, man? Say it. Hopefully that gives you some idea with Swiftblade, what you can do with it. But a lot of people play Darkrunner still for that sort of teleport in a fight, teleport out of a fight, because you can do it very quickly and do the burst damage that you need as well in that time. Because Darkrunner has a It's Battle Rage and Shadowplay, but instead of occultism, it's Aromancy, which has teleports and a lot of survival skills. Sorry, I'm answering this guy about the wings. So Swirl says, oh, I see. But it, just to be OP, sometimes you teleport up to 5 times, and it used to be OP, yeah. You teleport up to 5 times and also had Shadow Step, drop back, and Mirror Warp. It used to be very OP, yeah. And I mean, depending on how it works now, I know it's 10 meters forward with a 42% chance, but that's not there's a non-zero chance you can literally teleport across the map with it, right? So it's still pretty good. It's kind of funny because I feel a bunch of spirit from Lineage 2. Same person created Lineage 2. I mean, yeah, right. Well, Jigsaw wasn't the creator of Lineage 2. I think he was just on the team. But he did take the idea and create Arcade out of it, with obviously a lot more flexibility in how it is, and obviously I like it a lot for that reason. I really want to play new Lineage 2 Chronicles now, but I'll buy this game, give it a chance. Yeah, go for it. I don't know about Lineage 2 Chronicle. I don't know very much about it, but... am I going to be streaming on launch? I think somebody asked me that earlier, and I didn't answer it, did I? Who asked me that earlier? Somebody did. Oh well. Yes, I will be. And not only that, I've actually taken the week off of work, because this is literally going to be my vacation, enjoying a video game that I really like, under a game type that I'm really going to enjoy, I hope. You know, it's no pay to win, so... I will be streaming full-time during that week, and I'll be streaming more and more as we get closer to the actual release. So you'll be seeing a lot of me messing with builds, trying things out, talking to you guys, you know, doing a lot more streams that are a bit more interactive, talking with other people as well that are in my guild, and just hanging out and playing a video game together as we banter. So it'll be a lot more of that as we get closer to the release date. Really excited about that. I mean, I'm not kidding when I say I genuinely enjoy streaming, and I genuinely enjoy it because I like interacting with you guys and helping people out and making people laugh, and I hope that we're able to do that later on. I know today I'm a little bit tired, so it's a little different, but I just wanted to get in and do a whole bunch of arenas, so I'm going to keep doing that. That's the whole point of today. I know I ended up answering more questions than I wanted to, but that's okay. I'll still keep answering questions. He helped as a main designer now on Lineage 2, sort of like how that guy, can't say the name, 2 created or helped, is credited with Metal Gear. Doesn't really create every single aspect, but he fronts a lot of ideas. What is this? Oh, it's in a theme. Witchcraft, Vitalism, Songcraft. So this is where him healing himself is going to be great, because I have Observed Life Force to reduce their healing for a little bit. We'll see if I can make any use of that. Could be a really hard fight. Might not be, I don't know. Yeah, Arcade is different for sure than Lineage 2 and how they kind of work. He put the main idea behind a lot of this game and then went to AFK. He did, yeah. He kind of, oh gosh, he's no Wailing Dead. Okay. I don't know the perfect way to approach this problem, so I'm gonna do this instead. Yeah, Fame is gonna be a lot of crowd control, isn't it? Okay. Man, this is going to be a tough fight, isn't it? I don't think I'm going to be able to fight this. There's really no way, is there? Yeah, I don't think there's very much I can do. I mean, look at just how much I'm doing just running around, you know? It's, yeah, there's not very much I can do here in this fight to try to win. Let's do this. Trap him in there. I'll go in. Oh, gosh. Yeah, there's not much I can do in this fight. Unfortunately, this is an unwinnable fight with the way that a Thame plays in here. And it would be different, obviously, if they didn't go plate, because they would just die very quickly. But Oh, there's the stun, because they got too far away from me. That's actually a huge mistake for them. Oh, but of course they still have the potion. Oh, that sucks. Oh well. Antithesis didn't work there because of the, they almost didn't heal themselves at all because of Observed Life Force, so... well, they have a lot more health than me. Wow. By 4,000, by 3,500. That's a lot more health than me. Is it worth killing the Wailing Dead? Not really. I would say no because... well, let me explain later, but... oh my god. So there's your, oh, he missed it! Oh, never mind, he didn't miss it. Oh, he just used this Defiance! Oh. That's a very tough... Wailing Dead actually got inside. I've never seen that before. Alright, well, whatever. So, a lot of damage out front for me. Really good land for me. They also missed their attack because they weren't facing me at the time when it finished. Insidious Whisper, hopefully that... oh, good. Yeah, that stopped his antithesis. What? You know, I say stopped his antithesis and they healed it full instantly. They must have used a potion, right? Must be. Snare. Nope, didn't snare. Whew. Oh, how did they, I guess they just feared me. It's fine. Didn't, snare again. That didn't snare either. Oh, I didn't even use the bleeding. I always forget, man. I need to get a lot better at that. Oh, he got away! Ugh. Oh, no. They're gonna heal themselves back. And I can't use the, my ability to stop them from healing. Oh, well. Go ahead and do that. So... the problem with Balanced Arena is that it is 50% resistances. So that monster, which has more health than me, has more resistances than me. Like, actually, my resistances in this arena are 44%, and that thing is 50. So it's literally another person. Not only that, but he can heal that thing better than he can heal himself. In this arena, he has 50% reduction in healing to self-healing, but he has full healing to that monster. So if I were to go for the monster, he would just heal it to full instantly, whereas if I went for him directly, he wouldn't. Not only that, but the monster just has a pretty short... it's got a pretty short cooldown. Like, 45 seconds, he'll just summon it again if I kill it. By the time I'm able to kill it, he'll just summon it again. And he's got more than enough ways to keep me stunned, or just keep me out of reach while he summons it again. You shouldn't be able to heal the minion anymore. What? When did they change that? Oh. Well, maybe that's okay then. The problem is, it still takes an absolutely god-awful time to kill it regardless. Like, it's absolutely painful. And if I'm not really taking damage from him at the same time, then I think generally I'm able to kill him, and also keep the Wailing Dead out of doing damage to me by using Boneyard. There's a couple things I can do there to kind of manipulate the battle to my own advantage. Now, a Thane isn't as good as something like a Dreambreaker or a Defiler, which does the exact same concept but focuses on the damage as well. So not only are you doing damage, but that Wailing Dead is doing damage. Whereas in this fight, just the Wailing Dead was doing damage, which just it wasn't enough to kill me. So that was like during the 303.5 arena? I didn't even know that. So they can't heal it? But that's okay. Like, even if they didn't heal it, it's fine. It doesn't matter to him. They'll just summon another one. So it still works in their benefit. A lot better than other stuff. A lot better than me just, like... I don't know, going for them I think was a lot smarter. I just don't like going for the Wailing Dead usually. It's so hard to kill. It's much harder to kill than a person. People are harder... I'm sorry, that Wailing Dead is harder to kill than most people in Fate. I mean, that's not necessarily true, but it's still really annoying to kill. Alright, Swirl, have a good one. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I gotta keep just doing arenas today. That's my whole point. My whole point today is just keep doing arenas. My bird is over there in the background making little noises. I don't know if you can hear him. Probably not. Probably not over the music. Hold on. I don't know if it's possible to hear him. He's just... So my bird likes to make sounds to the air conditioner because he really enjoys the sound of the air conditioner. You know, just make little beeping noises in the background. But whatever. I don't know. He's very quiet back there. I can kind of hear him myself. What just happened? Okay. My game crashed. Or was about to or something. Felt odd. Alright. Cool. Keep doing this. And again, this is really nice because since I'm recording, since this is going to be on YouTube, I can look over all the battles later on and see exactly what I could have done better. And 99% of the time I look at every single battle and I think, aha, I keep forgetting pin down again, every single time. I always forget pin down. And to be fair, I am replacing Shadow Play with Swift Blade, so I don't even really have to worry about pin down, but at least for the time being, it'd be nice if I actually used it. I have to get better at that. I have to get better at using pin down. Okay. What other things do I actually have access to that I'm not using? Oh, who's this? Oh, it's this guy. It's the Dreadstone. He's just gonna backpedal and keep doing abilities with his plates and shield. Whatever. Actually, this would be really nice because I could use Observe Life Force pretty nicely here, I think. We'll have to try. But he'll end up winning, actually, just because he's backpedaling constantly and using CC abilities while he's just... All he's doing is spamming on this arrow, so... Alright. Alrighty. He's Cloth. Well, I guess he's just going AFK in this fight. Looks the... What? Oh, did he actually DC? I guess he did. Okay. Well, he DC. But now he can't get into the arena for 15 minutes, so it actually works in my benefit, huh? Alright, I don't know what's going on. So you're gonna push your new gear to limit and unchained, or find a middle ground? Wait, you mean this? Or do you mean, like, on the new server? I don't know. What do you mean by that? What do you mean? Give me more specifics on that one. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I actually can't target him. I think it's just DC'd or something. Target is too far. No. Yeah, the DC'd. Wait, what? That actually applied. Where is it? Oh! It says he's up there. Okay, he's gone. Alright, at least I won't get him for 15 minutes now, because I kicked him out of the arena. Alright, let's keep doing this. And then also, because I have the keyboard, I can see exactly what I pushed every time. Is the Y button on there? Oh, it isn't. Oh, no. I need the Y button on that. Damn it. I'll change it later. So in Unchained, are you going to push for the max tier 3 gems, all slots Aranor, Eternal Haram, or just middle ground dungeon gear? No, I'm not doing the dungeon gear. I can't. Not with the new server. I might use it for some time if I'm able to, but no, I'm going to be doing full Haram. It'll be a regular, normal person build. Can't do anything too crazy because the only real crazy options I have nowadays is library gear, but I don't really like the library gear that much. And I don't want to be farming the library endlessly. I'd rather be farming outside of the library endlessly, you know? And do you have a certain stat build or gimmick you plan on building for? No, not really. I mean, this is going to be me playing the game as legitimately as possible. You know, normally I have access to like tons of weird little equipments, right? Because I still have the meme build here, where I'm using the Cold-Blooded Jerkin level 31 dungeon gear with the set of Dark Crawlers too for the crit damage. And if this is accessible in a new server, I might just get it for the lulz and use it for a little bit, but you know, at the end of the day, my build's going to be more normal than most people's, and I'm going to be mostly doing that because my focus isn't going to be on gear in 6.0. My focus is going to be on skills and timing and getting used to Swiftblade and trying different things out. Using the ancestral abilities, especially if we get the new ones, to mess around. And then trying to get mounts and pets and gliders and stuff that I really want to mess with. Those are really going to be the key goals, while my gear is going to be kind of standard. I don't know if I'm going to go for full Ionod Flame. I don't know if I'm going to go for a full Haram, just for the toughness and resilience to stay alive. But, so still full strength and crit damage. It might not even be crit damage, it might be defense penetration for the long game. It might not help in the short term, but I think that in the long run it might help. So, I mean, I know it's weird for me to be saying that, but something like that I might do. I haven't thought too much about it, so take what I say with a grain of salt, because I might end up finding something else that's stupid and funny. That is totally game breaker, you know? Because I'll always be on the lookout for silly little out-of-meta things that are cool. But I don't expect to find anything. If you plan to go defense penetration, you found a ratio a few days ago, I think it's only really good end game. And I'm okay with that. I'll make up for that with my ability to be a little bit more survivable, I think. But for years and years, you know, Lindsay, I would say, oh, if only I was more defensible. Could you imagine how much more I could do in a fight, you know? I would say that for years, obviously, right? Because I would always... Oh, people are actually queuing for 10v10. There we go. Because, like, you know, I'd always die quickly, but I would still be one of the last ones alive in any fight because just of my mobility and my ability to actually, you know, see what's happening on a battlefield. And I really enjoy that kind of combat. However, if I did have crazy tanking armor like everybody else had, could you imagine how much more I could do? And so I will try that out. I don't know, I'll kind of try that out in 6.0, I don't know. We'll see. If you go full in defense penetration, including penetration in the gems, and max out your crit rate, you can't go below 50% crit damage, so when you whack people for the full amount of raw damage scaling you get from your weapon, I guess the end of that sentence is, you will also still do that crit damage with the defense penetration. And I agree with you. A balance there is kind of nice, isn't it? Going for the crit rate is pretty easy if you're just doing strength and maybe some different stats. Like, I could still go to the weapon and do... not crit damage, but just crit rate, defense penetration, and strength, right? In fact, hold on. Oh, I have to actually look at this, because I forgot how this works. Gear upgrade, blah blah, go here. Do I have defense penetration on this? Yes. That's a lot, holy cow. Well, this is obviously an epic. Brilliant, it's not even the upgraded one. But anyways, that's pretty much how it would be. So basically all you'd want to do is swap out crit damage for crit rate. Yeah, it's already come to that, yeah. Already come to that conclusion, yeah. So we'll see. So, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of what I was going to be doing. And we'll see how it plays out. But I don't know. Does that mean that I can go cloth? Because everybody's going to be going defense penetration, right? Can I just use cloth now? Is there a reason for that? Why would I use cloth? Let me think. What does that give me? I haven't tested the pure... Wait, I'm sorry, I keep reading it wrong. I haven't tested the build on a pure DPS class yet, but I plan on testing it during PTS. Yeah, that's a good time to do it. Let me put on my pajamas here. Alright, cloth. Here it is. Increases movement speed by 30% and decreases casting delay, which I don't need. So would I be doing this just for the movement speed? The answer is no. No, I would not. There are some cloth builds that are really cool, but it's just nothing that really works for what I was doing. I would still be going leather. I don't like the plate builds. I'm trying to get 10v10s to happen. I don't know if it's going to work, though, but it'll be nice to see. Maybe I'll just go back to the regular arena. Plate melee is such a bad idea. Well, if the meta is Mage Ball, you know, leather is a good option. And because of so many people being on the server and how it's gonna be a lot of Mage Ball. You die a little every time you see new players running around with it. Yeah. It's a bad idea in the long term because of how much defense penetration is a big deal. But you know, if the melee is defense, going plate is okay, right? I mean, it's you are really primed for, you know, surviving the melee ball and such. But I mean, again, it really does depend on the build in many ways, I guess. In many ways. I would say that defense with plate makes a lot of sense, but nothing else. I don't know. It's like you only hope to defend against one target, leaving yourself open. Yeah, it's true. Well, that's my point, right? If your goal is to defend against one type, you will be really good at that. But two-handed melee is a thing, right? Because they just want to do burst damage and then get out of there. The problem is that because the game is much, like, I would say it's much slower than it has been in the years past, where it's much harder to kill people on average. That burst damage might not actually DPS somebody down fully. And in a world where everybody has very equal gear score, okay, early game, yeah, you'll still DPS somebody down, because nobody has the resistances, but they have the weapon damage. But end game, it's going to be hard to burst people down when everybody has equal gear. Oh, you're saying plate melee makes you cringe. Okay. Well, again, you know, somebody's job may actually be to defend against plate and melee people. Think about it this way. If you're a plate defense tank and you press the taunt button, the first people you're taunting are the melees, and then you're taunting them for 4 seconds and absorbing whatever damage they do, which is kind of nice. It's a good way to open up a fight. And then you slowly creep into the back so that nobody sees you, because by God, if one mage figures out what's happening, you are instantly melted. But it's not a bad opener, especially because of things like Imprison, you know, to kind of block off the location so that you really just are fighting against maybe some archers and whatever melees decided to hop past your wall of doom, right? But then after that, once that wall goes down, I hope you are really good at stealthing, because or maybe you've got like some kind of glider that'll get you out of that situation, because you are doomed in that sense. Yeah, plate one-hand melee is a great idea because you have a shield. I've been seeing people run around with two-hand melee and plate, and they get deleted. Same with two-hand mage plate. Two-hand mage plate. I don't know the meta actually around that. I don't know what people do nowadays. I guess the meta is different in legacy servers because everybody's been building up their gear for years and they don't want to change at this point. But on the new servers, everybody's kind of free to do whatever they want. So I'm kind of excited to see what happens. Oh, he can't actually stealth, can he? So I have a pretty good opener here. Oh, he took like no damage from that. I mean, you can see just how good that is. Oh, Shackle. Okay, I'll just brush that off now. Ooh, he still had a stun there. Wow. Yeah, but there's not much I can do here because I just can't do the damage that I need to against him. Wait, did I already use my potion? Okay, dude, I swear, every single fight, my potion breaks and it doesn't work. Every single fight. I don't know why that happens. It's been a bug for like the last few days, and it's really, really annoying me now. I don't know why my potion keeps getting used. Just like it, mid-fight, it just will disappear. I don't know why. Why does that keep happening? If I keep pushing it an accident, I don't need it here anymore. I can put it over there. Okay, that didn't actually stun him. That's fine. Oh, good. Okay, we'll go with this song. Why not? That for extra damage. Oh, that just used my potion. Okay, I know what I'm doing. I am pushing in an accident. Sometimes it just doesn't do any healing for some reason. It's okay. Oh, that actually worked. Wow. You're not going anywhere, buddy. You're stuck with me. And I'm gonna be taking a little bit less damage while I'm here fighting you, too. Bam, you're stunned. And you're stunned again. Unfortunately, I don't have my potion, but it's okay. God. He doesn't even get snared anymore. There. Anyways. Oh my gosh, you've typed up a storm. Or at least it looks like you've typed up a storm on my screen. What are we saying? I'm gonna turn this song off. Okay. So, back when you used to play Plate... Oh wait, no, hold on. Before that, they do give you stuff from 1.0. Still relevant. Yeah, exactly, right? That's why everybody still has the gear that they do. But anyways, back when you used to play Plate Kabbalist and see two-handed plate mages and two-handed plate melees, they could all survive. But two-handed staff mages cry currently because melee blows them up, yet they won't switch to leather or something to get more resists. I wonder if I could roll Battle Mage and get the same lockdown in a Bone Cage. Occultism, Sorcery, Battle Rage? Yeah. Yeah, you can. I really like sorcery as a utility, obviously because I played Hellweaver for so long. I'll be using literally sorcery as a utility. But, wait, no, Battle Mages... I guess you're using Occultism as a utility too. You have to use a Scepter at that point, huh? Oh, Occultism, Sorcery, and Defense. Well... You have a lot of Bone Cages, right? Because you have Imprison and you have Boneyard. In Raid vs. Raid, though, I don't know how that's gonna... of course, that's actually the greatest class in the universe. Never mind. Yeah, you're good. That's a really good way to mess around with the environment and change the environment to be the way that you want it. Should be a lot of fun if you did that. Cultism, Sorcery for damage, Defense for just messing around and locking people down as well. Helps out a lot in raids. Here's the thing about Imprison, and why I like it so much. Where is it? Defense. The reason I like Imprison so much is it's only a 1-minute cooldown, which is really, really good, actually. It's twice of Bone Cage. It's just a little bit longer than Boneyard. And a 1-minute cooldown on something like that is really, really nice. You get to use it pretty frequently in a big fight, especially as a tank. But obviously it also lasts 8 freaking seconds. 8 seconds. Oh, it's crazy. You can imprison Bone Cage at the same time. No, you wouldn't do that. You'd use one after another, I hope. And the reason for that is because if somebody just glides over it, then you've pretty much lost 2 of your abilities, right? Yeah, I wouldn't use them at the same time. I'm sure you meant one after another, though, because I know you. But as long as you can stay tanky and dump AoEs, you could delete people. People could... You wish to imprison a roof. Now, that would be great. I would love to imprison various types of structures, buildings, and furniture. Furniture would be great, because if you can imprison an entire little one-bedroom apartment right in the various vicinity of a fight, maybe have a cup of tea while you're there in the middle of things, I would have an absolute blast using that ability. I would immediately change to defense. But unfortunately, we can't stop people from using their gliders to get out of these things. That's not a thing. It's very unfortunate, I know. God, I don't want to go back in the arena just to fight that guy, but to be fair, I did really well against him with all my combos and everything, so I'm getting to where I want with this build, so I'm pretty happy. Using Absorb Life Force as a way to reduce their healing is nice. Sometimes it's okay because it causes a stun at range. I don't think I could use that perfectly yet. I think I can only use this really well once Swiftblade comes out. Yeah, I can definitely use this really well when Swiftblade comes out, especially if we get the Ancestral ability for it doing physical damage too. That could be really good. Oh, it played again, because there's two of them in this soundtrack. Crippling Mire, still really, really great, but I'll have other ways to slow people anyways once Swiftblade comes out. Let me see, actually, about that. Go back to here. So I think there's several abilities I wanted to take that's slow. Or Shackle, actually. Yeah, here's one. So this ability, Whirl of Cuts, it has an 18-second cooldown, the same cooldown as Crippling Mire, except I think it's AoE. And it shakens anybody in the range. Deals melee damage, targets in a 5-meter radius. Caster's duel, and damage is increased. So it just causes this. I mean, this is the new Crippling Mire for my build, so I'm actually really happy about that. So if I practice with this build right now, I think I'm in a good position. I kind of want to get rid of Pin Down, Stealth. Yeah, I kind of want to get rid of Pin Down and Stealth and put in Wall Up and Overwhelm. Because that kind of... It'll kind of... First of all, there's actually a way to backstab people from Swiftblade. And secondly, it kind of puts more emphasis on how Swiftblade plays, where there's like a mobility skill, or you can go, you know, a short distance, or you have different ways to do damage, which is nice. It might be a really good way for me to practice. It's not going to be very practical, because obviously I can't do the stealth combo, obviously I don't have Pin Down for the bleeding, but it does simulate Swiftblade a little bit better than what I'm currently playing. And maybe that's actually a good idea for my practice to get into Swiftblade. I'll have to think about that. Andromeda Deluxe or Lindsay, I don't think they're bringing in an Uber Megathraptors into Unchained. Really? I think they might have to try... I mean, you might have to try Battle Mage as a raid class. Been looking for another one that isn't purely focused on CC only. Yeah, I really like environmental effects, such as Boneyard and Imprison. Can you tell? I think it's pretty obvious. I like that kind of stuff, especially in Raid vs. Raid, because quite literally, you could bone wall someone over there, and just lock down a whole section of people, then you just turn around and use Imprison Wall right here, and then my god, you've created yourself a funnel, where everybody has to come to you, and you stand against them all, which is kind of nice as a tank, right? But also, there's actually practical use in that. Playing Revenant as a Cloth Mage is a no-no. You'll die quickly, but you'll achieve a lot, right? Before you die as a Revenant, as a Cloth Mage, you'll still achieve non-zero amounts of damage and crowd control effects in a specific location, which isn't bad. I mean, it's just a different kind of gameplay style, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm a suicidal class. That's my whole thing, is I just run in and instantly die, but at least I've killed 7 people, right? Or at least done a whole bunch of stuff that changes something. Kind of messes with the way that I play. So I keep meaning to look at these passives again, because I always like to re-look at things just to make sure that I am using them correctly and taking advantage of everything that I have open to me. So I do like to do this very often. You'll notice, okay, cool, I have reduced cast time and attack speed increase, that's nice. I'm definitely making use of increased duration of impale and stun effects. This is probably the greatest skill in the universe. Impale and stun effects caused by occultism never miss. The single greatest thing in the whole planet. Am I using this properly? Grants a stack of Burning Brand every time I hit somebody with literally everything that I have. Literally, these 3 abilities all do this. Now, it does decrease occultism skill cooldowns, which is nice. And, if I get 15 stacks, which will never happen unless I'm in a raid versus raid, and even then it's debatable, then for 6 seconds, all of my occultism skills I use at that point are decreased in cooldowns, and reduces the enemy skill damage in a radius by 15%. Skill damage and healing. So, I mean, this is just going to accidentally trigger sometimes. I don't think I can focus on it very much, and there's not much that I can do to take advantage of it. I just end up playing like I normally do, and maybe sometimes something is a little bit less cooldown. I wouldn't even notice it, really. But it is nice. I think I'm using everything properly from Shadowplay. I'm not really using Bloodthirst stacks the way that I want to. Another reason why I kind of want to just get rid of Stealth and Pin Down and start practicing for Swiftblade right away. Reckless Charge, everybody's always using that really nicely. Puncture, it's okay. I mean, it's hard to actually time that up, you know, but anyways. Yeah. Attack Speed Training. Gains 1 stack of Delirium for each Battle Rage that it successfully hits an enemy. You use this kind of just... You just use this all the time, you don't really notice it. And the rest are okay, everything else is fine. So, I think this makes sense. I think if I literally did do this and say, let's use Overwhelm and Wallop. I don't really like Wallop, though. And I don't want Leech, because that's very different from a Swiftblade build. But I think a Swiftblade build is a little bit more like this. Oh. Did I screw something up? Oh, I am... Wait, I'm not using Pin Down. Why did I click it? Okay, let's try it again. So this is the build, right? This is a little bit better to practice with if I'm trying to get, you know, practice with Swiftblade, I think. So Overwhelm is going to go to F, which is what my Stealth used to be. And then Wallop. See, I used to use different keys for these moves, so this is kind of going to screw me up, but... so Wallop does a lot of damage. Kind of slow. I can't take advantage of Bloodthirst for Stagger, which is kind of nice sometimes. I can't really take... Oh, hold on. Hold the phone, everyone. Everyone needs to relax, okay? Just, have you relaxed yet today? Because now is the time. Oh my god. I found synergy where synergy did not exist once. Okay, I'm using Absorb Life Force. This sends me 15 meters away. Eh? Pretty close. That's pretty good. They also did buff this, right? It used to do 12 meters, now it's 15 meters. It's really good, actually. It's just my follow-up to this is, well, I really hope I have Tiger Strike, because if I don't, I can also Bell, right? But this is going to require a ridiculous amount of practice, but there's synergy here that you would never think exists, and yet, here you are. But nobody uses Overwhelm anymore. And if they do use Overwhelm, then they probably use the Flame one. But I'm not like that. I like to mess around and cause problems, so here we are, losing in the arena. This is gonna be me. It's probably gonna be against that tank again. He's probably gonna end up winning, but whatever. Synergy where it never existed before. It's stupid, but it might work once. Not only that, but I actually really like this Overwhelm. I used to use it a lot as an Outrider, and as an Outrider, using this Overwhelm is awesome. Just really, really great. I actually got used to it so much that I used it in my Hellweaver build a lot. I just ended up just constantly using this for everything. And it's not great. It does take you away from targets, but it is really nice in raid versus raid, especially if you're trying to get closer to someone. You literally hop over somebody's head and get to the back lines. I mean, it's just that simple. Now that said, combining it with Absorb Life Force in a smaller fight could make a lot of sense. But since I'm not really using Shadowplay for the new server, it's okay, you know? The truth is, in raid versus raid, I don't like Pin Down, because you can only use bleeding on one target. And I like to switch targets often for various reasons, so... And it's hard to pin people down, too, for, like, extended periods of time. Oh, wait. Do I not have the keyboard up? Where did the keyboard go? Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay, we're back now. Sorry, I was on a different scene. Totally forgot about that. So... and again, I am using Wallop. I don't know. I'm just trying to simulate Swiftblade here. This isn't supposed to work. Alright, no one in their right mind is ever gonna use, or ever gonna let go of Stealth in Shadowplay. Because everybody likes Stealth. Okay, I don't. I really don't like Stealth. It's not my favorite ability in the universe. And to be fair, I could actually get rid of one thing out of Shadowplay because I don't need this last Bloodthirst Intensified thing anymore. So I'm not making good value out of Shadowplay. Whereas instead, I could do something like Death's Beckoning, right? I don't know. Whatever. I'm gonna end up losing this fight because there's 2 skills that are now in different slots and hotkeys are off. But it'll at least force me to practice with it and get better with this new, different build. And I think I'll like it a lot more. See, I got the same guy again, but whatever. I think I'll like it a lot more. I need a lot of practice with this. It's a lot more damage, kind of. I mean, I can't cause bleeding, which is gonna suck, but we'll see what happens. Trying to figure out this Thunderdome Battle Rage... Oh, it's Battle Mage combo. Thunderdome Battle Mage combo. Yeah, literally the Thunderdome of just locking people in a box for a little bit, huh? Alright. We'll see how this goes. At least I'll be able to practice the combos for an extended period of time this way. Oh, that snare is really good. Oh, I actually don't even know what my keys are. Oh man, I'm very much off on these keys, unfortunately. Yeah, not good at the keys anymore, because all the keys are just completely off. Everything's very much off. I'm not pushing anything correctly. Oh well. Nothing I'm pushing is correct, which sucks, but that's the whole point of this, right? Is to go into this and start learning. So, it's okay. Why is he going in front of me? That's not really what you do as an archer. Still using Deadeye. Alright, whatever. So even that thing failed. Yeah. Alright. So I'm not pushing any of the right buttons at all whatsoever. If you could do combos in 1v1, then I can put it off versus 20 people. To practice sorcery, yikes. Yeah, it's a different thing for you, isn't it? Ah. Oh, that didn't actually stun him. Oh, it did. Never mind. I want to distress him. I don't really get the chance to, huh? Ugh. Yeah, there's not much I can do. Oh, that actually worked, because he moved back. Alright, you're stuck here with me now. Oh, but he stunned me, too. It's a good time stunned. It's a good time stun, but, so I'm starting to use this a little bit better. Overwhelm doesn't really help me here, but it does kind of confuse him. He's just backpedaling anyways. Wow, all of that missed. Did you see that? Holy cow. That whole overwhelm for some reason just didn't work. Oh. Alright, this is fine. I'm behind him. Nice. That's really funny. Dude, overwhelm isn't working. Or not overwhelm, but wallop. Wallop is having a lot of issues. More than I thought it would. A lot of damage there, which is nice. Didn't actually snare, which is not fun. Oh, he just used his thing. That's weird. Real weird timing for that. Oh, I think I failed. Oh, that's a really good follow-up. Being behind him and then using wall-up. At least that way it actually works. Let's keep him in there. Really hope he uses his potion. Alright, I'm getting a better feel for this. Getting a better feel for this, for sure. That overwhelm, though, I have to... There's timings with it that I have to figure out. I think it does work better with this build. It's hilarious that even not using pin down just was nicer, and I'm actually kind of relieved that I don't have to try to get bleeding off anymore, because I just don't like it in 1v1, I don't like it in open world. Just, it's like the same reason I don't like Terrifying Roar. It's the skill that's hard to make use of offensively, properly. You have to kind of fit it into your build. It doesn't necessarily do the greatest amount of damage, but it's good for follow-up combos. But if I just took that active skill point out and put it in something that does damage, period, it might not even be the greatest ability in the world. But because it's got a lower cooldown, effectively, it is nicer to just be able to do wall up more often. And then Overwhelm is cute. I mean, I'm obviously not using Stealth for the double damage with Shadow Smite. Not having Stealth is a big deal. I don't like Stealth, so not using it early, like already not having it, is kind of... I think it's important in my build to just practice with. So, this is actually kind of nice. Yeah, Overwhelm is lightning. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I'm kind of trying to combo it with Absorb Life Force in the same way that I will combo some of the stuff in Swiftblade for Absorb Life Force to stun people. So it's fidgety, it's odd. I don't know if I'm going to end up using it, like... I might just switch it back to the regular Overwhelm, so at least I get to the target faster. But... yeah, I don't know, I'm just kind of messing with it a little bit. It does actually more damage than regular Overwhelm. A lot more. Like... never mind. Yeah, it's just... the regular Overwhelm has a nice base amount of damage, 1,543, whereas this one doesn't have as much of a base, but it's increased by the modifier. So that's whatever, it's a thing. Yeah, I might just end up switching back to the base one, just to be able to have another gap closer. Anyways, if I could do the combo... oh, I think I read that already. If I can do the combo with ones, then I can pull it off with 20 people, just in practice. Well... I mean, we can practice if you want. Where are you? There you are. You want to practice it? Or are you already practicing against people? Oh gosh, your gear is way better than me at this point. There's no way that I could actually, I don't think there's any way that I can fight you anymore. I mean, our gear is so... look at you at 51,000 health. I'm at 18,000. It's never going to go well. I haven't dueled really much, but... whatever. See how this works. Plus, I'm an awkward build. I think that your sorcery alone is good enough to be able to kill me instantly. Plus, I don't do any damage to you. Look at that. That's crazy. How much damage I do to you? Almost nothing. Pea shooter damage. I'm more excited about the new server than I am about using this. But look at this. We're between a rock and a hard place. I don't know the way this works. Yeah, I can't do any damage to you. The game has changed, Lindsay. I can't do anything against people with resilience. It is a very different game. Luckily, my gear has worked for me for 4 years, so I mean, the value that I got out of it is absolutely insane. You want me to go defense and try to stay alive a little bit longer? I don't think there's anything I could do to stay alive a little bit longer nowadays, right? Oh, I don't know. You'll actually be able to see the recording off of my point of view as well, so maybe you'll be able to go back and see what I'm doing versus what you're doing. That could help too. Since you're gimmicking walls, I might as well bring lasso if people try to glide out. No, I've seen a lot of... I've seen that. It's not great, and it's because a lot of gliders have invincibility, that lasso ends up being a waste. I see it so often because of the Raven Spine. But do you really think they're not going to put Raven Spine in the new server? Oh, chat can't see you, actually, what you're saying. Well, that's why I'm reading it out loud, I guess. So, yeah. True. That's the problem I've seen with lasso, is I see it so often. You try to lasso somebody, but because you're trying to lasso them away from a glider, more often than not, they're already out of range, or they're invincible, and then you end up just kind of wasting it. I guess it's okay, though, right? Because the lasso that's coming with... Oh, no, it's already here, isn't it? There's a lasso with 2 charges, isn't there? It's this one. Gale Lasso. The ability can be used twice in a row, if the skill is charged for another 20 seconds. And what it does is it taunts the target, which they all do that, so never mind. It's not the same as Provoke. And then it staggers them. What's the difference? Well, this one has 20 meters, this one has 12 meter range. You know, actually, you could use this one, this Gale Lasso, because you're doing a short-range lasso. But it doesn't matter, honestly, because they're going to be out of range by the time you try to do it. Yeah, it's a bit finicky. You're saying that double lasso has low range and doesn't work in the time it takes for somebody to invuln away. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'm coming across the same realizations so quickly, too. It's funny. You could do Life Lasso. You want to do Life Lasso? So that you can actually literally pull a friendly in with you, so that if that person who doesn't want to heal you really doesn't want to heal you, you pull them into you, you imprison them in with you, and then you stare them down and say, listen, guy, you're going to heal me. You right now, and I'm not letting you loose, because then I'll just use another freaking bone wall, and you're stuck in here even longer. I mean, that could work, right? Use the long-range lasso, yeah. Obviously, it's more efficient, right? I wish there was a lasso that actually pulled you to them. I'm surprised that's not in. But obviously, I'm thinking of abilities from other games, where there's lassos that pull you to them. Your damage is shit, though. Well, not against me. I guess it is kind of bad, isn't it? Because you couldn't one-shot me like most people can. But that's okay. Because tank, yeah. Well, it's a different goal, right? We won't die, that's the important part, right? But it is fun. I really like Imprison. It's just a hilarious, fun build. Using it efficiently. You know, it's not only the circle imprison too, because in a real raid versus raid scenario, I know you want to imprison people in with you, but sometimes it causes more harm than good. That wall imprison, if you just run out ahead and you flop it down, it forces the enemy to go one of 2 ways, and then you can actually trap people with Boneyard and stuff too. So you can make a lot of good use of it. You're saying, yeah, I could... Oh, is this actually your ult? Andromeda? Oh, it must be. Okay. Unless it's not you. No, it must be you. So you're saying, yeah, I could make this combo work. I just have 0 skill at the class. Yeah, obviously. I mean, you'll practice with it and figure it out, you know? So that's the important part. I guess it is your ult, huh? Wait, is it not your ult? Wait, now I'm really confused. Is that not your ult? What the hell is happening? Well, anyways, I am watching this, so... And I'm keeping both of you on the screen. Like, with buffs and everything. So at least this way you can go back and watch this back later and see what you did wrong or right. Hopefully that helps, Lindsay. What is happening here? But you were talking for them. Are you both just watching the stream? What is going on? I'm so confused. I have to test something. Okay, whatever. Oh, I can test something right now, can't I? Oh. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Ooh. There's a good freezing earth. Not much you can do against that. Hexblade. Defense, Battle Rage, Witchcraft. Interesting. Yeah, you're definitely a tank. I mean, that much is certain. Andromeda is another person. Wow. I don't want to fight people right now. Wait, that person just DC'd. What the hell? Okay. Somebody asked me for a duel and they DC'd instantly. Wait, Andromeda's another person. Oh, they're just answering you. Okay. That's so weird. You realize why I think they're you, right? I mean, it's just like a million reasons. There's so many reasons. Okay, okay, can you help me test something? I just written this down in the Arcade R&D. I need to know if Blessing... I'm not going to be streaming for much longer, by the way. But yeah, I need to know if Blessing can be leeched, number one. And then I need to know that if I use Absorbed Life Force, does the Blessing that I leeched count as my own Blessing and make it so that my allies get healed within 10 meters? I'd never do this, but I'm just curious. You want to do that? You want to go get... What the fuck is Blessing? It's, you know, honestly, I'm not that great with Vitalism. I just know you need Vitalism. And I believe you use Mirror Light on yourself to bless yourself. Yeah, that's correct. I did it. I actually was correct in that. Wow. I know enough about Vitalism to say very, very little things about it that everybody who's used Vitalism for more than 5 minutes probably knows. Oh no, I think it just crashed. What the hell just happened? Never mind. Okay, I didn't. Alright, so you're going to use Blessing on yourself. I'm going to leech it, okay? So try not to have any other buffs on. Alright, I'm going to leech it, and then I'm going to use Absorb Life Force, and we're going to see if my pets get healed. So I'll need them to take a little bit of damage. And I'll make sure the Porcupine is on follow mode. Let's try to do... Don't go crazy on this right now, because I still gotta put stuff into the bar or whatever. Alright, yeah, let's make him take some damage, cool. Alright, so now... Oh, you already did. You already used Blessing on yourself. Oh, lasts a whole minute. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Here we go. Okay, I could steal it. Okay, now I'm gonna use this. Oh! It works! It counts as my own Blessing! Oh my god! That's so crazy, because if somebody else blesses you, it doesn't work. But when you steal Blessing off of someone, it counts as your own. And then you get to use Absorb Life Force for very, very small effects. That is so funny. Oh my gosh, I love Leech, man. Leech is such a funny skill. Okay, I gotta write that down really quickly in the R&D Discord. Yes, Blessing can be leeched. And then it actually counts as your own Blessing. So, using Absorb Life Force with it. By the way, this actually opens up a lot of opportunities. For anybody using Shadowplay without... Shadowplay, like Witchcraft, there's some stuff with Blessing that you can combo off of. Oh, we'll actually test that right now. So using Absorb Life Force, it does do the combo effect, and also... Oops. And also heals people near you. Allies with it. Cool. That's awesome. So, oops. So if I switch my class to Witchcraft, right? No, wait, I gotta save my build. Oh, man. I already screwed my build up. All up. Overwhelm. Free Runner. Shadow Smite. Drop back. Alright, now I'm gonna overwrite... I'm gonna overwrite one of the Hellweaver builds. Probably this one. Because I don't use this one ever. This third one. Alright. So that's safe now. Cool. Alright, so I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna put in Witchcraft. Okay. Witchcraft's ability to do Mirror Warp. Where is it? Okay. So I have to change the Mirror Warp. But anyways, Witchcraft's Mirror Warp, the default one. Oh no, that's Resurgence. Oh. Cast Sleep on enemies if you pass through for 12 seconds. Can I steal Resurgence? That's really annoying to steal, isn't it? Can you cast Resurgence on yourself? You wanna grab Resurgence? I think it's an ability in it. I think it only lasts a short period of time, though. So I'm gonna use this. Oh, you can, okay. So I'm gonna steal that, and then I'm gonna use this to sleep you. How does that sound? I think it sounds good? So give me 1 second here. Mirror Warp, I'm gonna put that on my bar. Man, this is crazy, actually. Like, this is actually crazy. You don't need Vitalism to kind of mess around with things. It's so weird. Okay, so let's try to steal it, and then I'm gonna try to sleep you, right? Where's the steal button? Here it is. Well, I didn't steal it. I stole your metal. Ah, oh, damn it. Okay, alright, hold on. Give me 40 seconds. Oh, such a long cooldown. Can't wait till 6.0. Leech actually works and steals 2 things guaranteed in 6.0, which is really cool. What? Acarites? What does that mean? Acarites. What? I'm so confused. What do you mean by that? Oh, you went over there. Okay. Acarites. Oh my god, are you telling me this thing resets your cooldown? Really? I didn't know that. Okay. So, okay, I'm gonna steal it. I hope I can steal it. Let's see. I stole it, okay. And now I gotta do this really quick. Really quick. Oh my god, it slept you. I can't believe it. It's so crazy. Oh my god. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. It's totally not... It's not reasonable. But it is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Now, that's not the only thing with Resurgence you can do. Grants renewal to allies if you're currently under renewal. I'm just going to assume that one works, but it's not crazy. Wait, I'm sure everything works. If it counts like it's yours, then this works with a lot of... Can I steal Death's Vengeance and then use Play Dead? I don't think you can steal Death's Vengeance, right? I remember stealing it a long time ago. You want to do the renewal thing? Okay, we'll do the renewal thing. Let's see if this works. Bam! Oh, I didn't even take it. No! Oh, I got 20 seconds. This is fine. Okay. Yay, it works! That's so cool! That's so cool! You could steal so many buffs! You can steal so many buffs, and then you can just use them against your enemy. Can I steal Pain Harvest? Can you throw pain? Oh, you don't have occultism. Dude, this is really cool. Do you? I mean, you know that it's cool because I don't need to explain it to you. Can I steal poisoned weapons? Yeah, I could probably steal Fervent Healing. I'm 90% sure of that one. Probably steal Prayer too. Let's see. What did I steal? I stole Prayer. Well, I stole Prayer and Metal. That doesn't really help. I know you can steal Fervent Healing, though. It's just, Alright, so hold on. Let me switch my class again, because now we've checked everything out in Witchcraft. There is something else, though. There's something else that combos with, some Vitalism skills. Can you... Actually, yeah, could you grab... Don't worry about Vitalism anyway. Well, actually, maybe you do need Vitalism. Let me see. Is it Songcraft? Archery, Aromancy, Vitalism? Malediction? No. Defense, damage? Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe that's it. Let's pretend like that's it. But that's really cool. I'm actually really glad that that's a thing. I want to see if I can steal Pain Harvest and Death's Vengeance. Because obviously if I can steal Death's Vengeance, which lasts forever, and I think you used to be able to, but then they nerfed it. Anyways, if I could steal those two... Oh, did you just switch your class? Oh, you did. Right, I guess you could just do that, can't you? Let's start with Pain Harvest first. Actually, just apply both. And then we'll just see what happens. Request duel. Man, I haven't done any like testing in so long, and I'm so glad to finally get back into it. Alright, Pain Harvest. Okay. Well, that's pretty good, right? I don't think there's any combos with Pain Harvest. There used to be combos with the old Urgency, but not anymore. Urgency is not a thing anymore. They renamed it just to screw us over. They renamed it. Alright. Well, I don't need it. Yeah, I think that's Vengeance. You're saying, yeah, I think that's Vengeance is locked. You can't steal it. It used to be able to, and I thought that was hilarious. But, no, I think you're right. Oh, you think I could steal Retribution? I probably could. I don't really want to. That's such a low duration skill, you know? You never really want to steal low duration stuff because now you don't get the full duration anymore. So here we go. Yeah, you can't steal Death's Vengeance. Man, I used to have a lot of fun with that. You can steal Fury, by the way. I've done that a lot as a Hellweaver. And then I realized very quickly there's no point, but it does mean that you're kind of deny them Fury. So stealing it is really just a defense mechanism. I also really like that ability, dude. I really miss it. Shadowplay. I miss Void Leap more than ever, but I will forever reminisce on those good times. Good thing I have lots of videos of me using Void Leap infinitely, right? Alright, that's good enough. I guess we just turn this into a research stream at the end. I'm so glad about that. Man, Leech is really good. I hope that people use that more often. I really like Leech. It's such a cool thing. And, like, if you're really, 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 really good at it, you could do some really funny things. Realistically, nobody's gonna do that, but... Oh, no, I have to change this whole quick bar setup. I have to change the whole quick bar setup. No, I don't want to do that. Whatever, I'm overriding my main one. I don't want to do that. That's so much work and effort. Just overwrite the main one. I'm too lazy to do that on this character now. Alright, this is fine. I'm happy with this build. It's a silly build, it doesn't use stealth, it doesn't use pin down, it's just using something that kind of simulates the way that Swiftblade works. And I'm going to keep practicing with it until the actual PTS comes out, because I think it's funny. Especially Overwhelm. I'm getting back into using Lightning Overwhelm. I mean, if I can figure out a way to make that work, you know how funny that would be? Especially with the synergy of Absorb Life Force. Alright, I'm happy with that. I think that's good enough, Lindsay. Thanks for helping out with the testing today. That's actually really appreciated, honestly. I'm gonna head out. I'm going to sleep. I got work tomorrow. I got other things I need to do, and then we'll stream in a couple days or so. For anybody that's just kind of lurking in the background, have a good night. Thanks, everybody. See you all next time. Good day.